And as Ruto defends China ties, there is another player making headway in Africa, expanding its footprint from east to west, and that is Turkey. Now, in the latest, Turkey is warming up to the West African nation of Senegal. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan hosted Senegalese Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko in Ankara on Thursday. The two countries signed 4 agreements in defense, media and education. Both leaders discussed enhanced defense and security cooperation. Erdogan praised the growing interest of African nations in Turkish defense products and vowed to strengthen solidarity in the coming period.
Today, in our talks, we discussed cooperation opportunities with Mr. Sonko in areas such as investment and trade, security, the defense industry, the fight against terrorism, energy, mining, transportation, agriculture, and fisheries.
We have not yet fully explored the relationship potential between our two countries. And in all the sectors you mentioned earlier, agriculture, energy, and transportation, in what we are trying to achieve within the framework of Vision 2050, Turkey has a place alongside us as investors, as strategic and institutional partners.
La Turquie a sa place à nos côtés, en tant qu'investisseur, en tant que partenaire stratégique et institutionnel.
Turkey has in recent years emerged as a key player in Africa, consolidating its foothold at a time when many nations are turning away from former colonial powers. One of the most crucial areas is defense. Ankara has signed defense agreements with nations across the continent, including Somalia, Libya, Kenya, Rwanda, Ethiopia, Nigeria, and Ghana. These deals cover military training, intelligence sharing, counterterrorism support, and arms sales. Thousands of African military and police personnel have been trained by the Turkish armed forces. Turkey's largest overseas base in Somalia trains thousands of troops each year. The Turkish drones, especially the Bayraktar TB2, have become highly sought after for counterinsurgency and surveillance. At least 11 African countries reportedly now operate these drones. But the partnership goes beyond defense. Erdogan has made 53 visits to 31 African countries since 2004, more than any other world leader. Turkey has increased its embassies in Africa from 12 in 2002 to 44 in 2024, while African embassies in Turkey have grown from 10 in 2008 to 38 in 2024. Trade has also surged from $4.3 billion in 2002 to over $36 billion in 2024, which is nearly 9 times higher. Turkish investments in Africa have risen from $67 million in 2003 to $10 billion in 2024. By the end of last year, Turkish contractors had completed over 2,000 projects worth $97 billion. Another key front is mediation. Erdogan has tried to project himself as a peacemaker in Africa. He brokered a deal between Ethiopia and Somalia, diffusing tensions over a port agreement. Ethiopia has now appointed a new ambassador to Somalia, signaling the deal is holding. People-to-people and cultural ties are also growing through scholarships, development projects, and a wider diplomatic presence. Erdogan calls Africa the star of our century, with his youthful workforce, dynamism, and natural resources. He warns that no country with a global vision can ignore the African continent and dismisses critics of the partnership as trying to confine Turkey to shallow waters. But as multiple players push for influence, the question is, who will emerge as Africa's strongest and the most trusted partner?
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
At $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
geschäftsführenden Direktoren,
Hindi,
$30 trillion का कर्ज हो
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
Euro 4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.